We are basically in the same realm. Even though we're a technology-heavy school, what our math teachers have decided, because that's where it was kind of heavy at first, was instead of them using their phone for their calculator, that's gone. We don't use the calculator on the phone anymore. So pretty much they put them away. It's the same. They have to have them away. Some teachers have pocket tarts, some just have a basket, or the kids just don't bring them out at all. If they bring them out and the teacher asks them to put away, and they do, that's it. It's done. If it becomes a habitual thing, they can take it and bring it to the front office, and the kids can pick it up at the end of the day. But kids can use it before school, during brain break, during lunch, and after school. So pretty similar. Yeah, and I think it's made a difference for sure. Even though we're tech heavy, they're doing a great job. Kids are doing great. We have maybe 2 or 3 kids a day we have to remind, and that's it. So easy peasy, yeah.
Hi all, I'm Jack Christensen. I'm the principal over at Black Canyon, and thank you to several of you who were able to come to our kind of science fair the other day. That was wonderful of you. But our cell phone policy is probably the most different within the district. Our students, first off, we struggle to get them to school no matter what. When we say, like, give me your cell phone, a lot of times some language that I cannot repeat here at the boardroom is often the result. As a result, the battle for cell phones for us comes down to what is your purpose for being here? If a kid is on their cell phone in class and not doing the work, they don't receive points for that day. So it ultimately comes back to, are they getting the grade for that day? Are they participating or not? Our teachers, of course, are going to remind them and ask them to put it away. But ultimately, we're trying to build that resilience of, like, hey, time and place. Lunch is a totally appropriate time to be on your phone. Class is not, but that has limited some of our power struggles in terms of, hey, you're choosing not to get points in your class today. So it's different. It's not perfect, but we are continuing to tinker with it and try to make it better. The other thing we did was we turned off the guest Wi-Fi in our building, which limited the ability for many of our students to at least use our school Wi-Fi for Clash of Clans or whatever they're playing. So that's us.
Thanks. Thank you.
What about Columbine?
Yeah, Eric Sanchez, Columbine principal. This past year, we've gone to a no cell phone policy in class as well. We allow them to have them at lunch recess, not while they're sitting and eating lunch. One thing we recognized is that the interactions are much richer when they are actually face-to-face talking. I think the biggest challenges we are seeing twofold. One, the earbuds, because they like to have their earbuds in. It's almost like a status symbol in the middle school, and we know what they're connected to. And the second thing is parents. Parents like the idea that their middle schooler has a cell phone on them in case of an emergency. We've heard that a number of times. We pay the bill, we want our cell phone on our student. If there's an emergency, we want to hear about it immediately from them. And so we're just trying to educate them on why the policies are in place in our classrooms. Right now, we have no cell phone policies in our classroom. We ask them to put them in their lockers or put them in a caddy, which we have. If we take them, we keep them in the office until the end of the day. We always give them back to them. We don't want to keep their cell phone. We don't want to go through their cell phone. That's nothing we're interested in. We just want them to understand what the learning environment is and needs to look like. So that's where we land on all of those things.
So that includes their earbuds going into the
Yep,
pockets?
earbuds too, we'll collect those and just keep them up front, keep them we'll even put them in a Ziploc baggie. Most of them have their little charging cases, so they just slap them in there and we hang on to them until the end of the day.
Thank you.
Centennial?
Sir. Hi, I'm Joe Sinicki. I'm assistant principal at Centennial. I'm the new old principal, assistant principal. And so as far as the cell phone policy goes, Centennial's had a long time of not having cell phones. From the beginning bell to the final bell, we ask the kids to power them down, put them in their lockers. Usually they have them on themselves, but if they're caught using them, of course, we take them, put them up in the front office. After 1, they can come get it. 2, their parents come sign it out. 3, they are, parents sign it out again and we tell them, hey, If it goes to 4, we need to talk about a new way to bring your cell phone to school, which probably means check in the office and then pick it up at the end of the day. But there's many more pros to not having your cell phone than there is cons at our school, so.
I'm agreeing with you on pro con, I'm agreeing with you on that.
Yeah.
I think there's some socialization things that have been missing because people with cell phone lunches and stuff like that. Why can't we go out and talk to each other instead of talking to each other?
Right.
That's mine. Montrose High School.
I'm Crystal Sabaki-Smith. I'm one of the assistant principals at Montrose High School. Our policy is very similar to Olathe Middle High School. We call them phone caddies, like a little place where students can put their phones in. Our teachers are really having them do that as part of their beginning of class procedure. Kids grab their beginning of class work, pop their cell phone in the caddy, and then do their job. We do allow them in between classes and at lunch. And after school, we have seen a lot more engagement, like you just talked about, with students talking to each other. One of the things we noticed in our office was when our office aides didn't have cell phones, they came up with other things to do, so they started playing Uno. And there was a lot of chatter there, but that was actually really great to see because kids are engaging and talking, so.
Good. So this all has to be written policy that we're okay with this, right?
The policy, it's up to the board to write the policy, so if you want changes based on the feedback that you've heard, then that will have to be
And this will
discussed.
pass with, okay,
Yeah, so the policy that we're voting on is the policy that was presented,
okay.
unless you wanna make an amendment to the motion.
I feel after listening to them.
There's a few other administrators out here. Anybody else
I'm
wanna
sorry, did I miss
say anything? Some more of our elementaries?
The elementaries, for the most part, are the same as what Johnson presented. I mean, cell phones are powered off, bin bags.
Chris, they can't hear you. Oh, I just can't see him.
Yeah.
See you back there.
You gotta go to the mic.
The mic.
Voice.
Sorry.
That's fine. Ditto what Johnson said. No, I mean, I think all the elementaries, thumbs up, like, we're all on the same page. Like, they power off bin bags when we get onto campus and come in the front door for learning. So, learning's, they're off. They can get, after school's out, they can get their phones out. And, I think there's probably a little nuance at each campus, like at Pomona. At the end of the day, we ask, phones are off until you leave the gate. So that way we get all the kids on the right bus, get them all gone without hovering around the phone playing on the game. So, but I don't know if that's the same at every building, but other
See
than
a
that,
lot
they're
of
powered off.
nods there, but that's
Okay.
the same.
Yeah.
Good.
I can say from my experience with having kids at Cottonwood, they really know the rules. I had them telling me the rules the other day. Well, we can have a digital watch, but we can't have a watch that does this. We can.
The kids all know
And
how
the kids
much,
put away if you do the thing.
they also know how much all their devices cost. They're like, that's an $800 phone. We're like, yeah, don't lose it. Keep it home, it'd be
Yeah.
better.
So, anecdotally, it seems like, at least from my own elementary experience, that they are very aware of the policy, at the school level policy, and what the consequences are, even though they don't have phones. Neither one of them does, for the record. But they know what the rules are in case they ever get one. In case we lapse one day and forget that we're not gonna buy them one.
Any other elementary here that we haven't heard from?
I mean, we're K-5, or K-12, and so we have an elementary building. And I'll be honest, this is the start of my 6th year, I've never seen a cell phone out in our elementary. So it's just not a thing. They're only there 3 hours a day, 3 days a week. And they are engaged the entire time that they're there. So elementary for peak so far has not been a thing, but they would still follow our same guidelines. But for them, their brain break, they're outside playing. Their recess is short, so they go outside and run and play. They're not even interested right now in that. So yeah, so we're okay at peak in elementary.
Good.
Well, I feel like what we have here
Mhm.
and what they've all shared will be okay if we adopt this as is.
I just think it's really important to allow for the buildings and education levels to be able to make decisions that work for their buildings, given that we have variety and and diversity amongst the campuses, that allowing the campuses to be able to make some decisions about what works for their particular population and in their specific environment is really, really important. So I feel like the policy that we're, depending on how the vote goes, about to adopt or not, I think that's really important, and I think that's what this allows.
Do you see more surge in the watches and earphone things come about? You find more of that going on?
No more than we have.
Okay.
I love the idea of turning off the guest Wi-Fi.
That's a great idea.
I might try that at home.
Kids Wi-Fi and an adult Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I got it. How evil genius. Okay, any further discussion?
So I have a question on IJ.
Yep.
And it just says, all textbooks, library, resources, and other resources and materials shall be available for inspection by students, parents, and guardians. So if parents or students and guardians see it, have a concern, is there a form that we fill out, or do they just type a letter and send it? I didn't see a reference on here, or did I miss it?
I don't believe there is a reference for this one. I think they would just contact the school.
Okay. And I had one other silly question.
Go for it.
On IKF-E.
Okay.
It says, CASB encourages local boards to collaborate with district administrators to determine measures and cut scores / criteria to meet local needs and circumstances for graduation requirements. Who makes all of these great things?
Tell me again where you are, Jody.
Oh, it's IKF-E, the very last paragraph of note 1.
The second box.
Yeah. Last 2 sentences, or last 2 lines.
And what is your question?
Does the school board engage with, or does the DAC engage with the high school around those cut scores and such?
I'm trying to see exactly where you are. Part of the DAC responsibility is to oversee the district UIP, provide input into that, but not at the specific building level.
Okay, I was just assuming that, but anyway, and I'm sorry I didn't send that to you, but that's all the questions I had.
Yeah, and I was just verifying, there isn't, the form, associated with that IJ, there is not a form.
I didn't know if there needed one or not, I mean, but if they can just send a note to whoever and then it gets passed to.
Yeah.
Yeah. There isn't a requirement for a form, as far as I'm aware.
Right.
Okay, any further discussion? Nope. Okay. All right, in that case, we will keep disappearing. Okay, Mrs. Ballack. Aye. Mr. Bush.
Aye.
Mrs. Fishering votes aye. Mrs. Hovde.
Aye.
Mrs. Murphy.
Aye.
Mr. West.
Aye.
Perfect. All right, consent agenda.
Can we pull number 3? I got a question on that.
You? Anything else? Okay, all right, in that case, can I have a motion on item number 3?
I'll make a motion to approve the
sorry.
consent agenda minus number 3.
Perfect, thank you.
I'll
Is that what you meant?
second
Yeah, that's what I meant. Can I have a motion, I guess, motion, okay. So moved, got it, okay, and so who
I'll
seconded?
second it.
Okay, any discussion on the consent agenda with the exception of number 3? All right. We're voting on a motion on the consent agenda with the exception of number 3. Mrs. Ballack? Aye. Mr. Bush?
Aye.
Mrs. Fishering votes aye. Mrs. Hovde?
Aye.
Mrs. Murphy?
Aye.
Mr. West?
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, number 3.
Okay, so there's a quote in there. And I'm not sure if it's 2 quotes or an additional fee. We had the quote for the $10,800, and then there's a second quote in there for $5,400. And I was just confused, is that an additional fee, or was that just another quote that we decided not to take and we took the first one? Or, you guys know?
Monica, do you want to speak to that?
Yeah, so that quote was,
So that quote was specifically if we were looking at a 3rd through 5th curriculum. Quaver gives us the opportunity to kind of mix and match to help our district, but we really are looking at the 10,000, so we can have K through 5. And so that is just kind of giving us the option. We were told to give a few options of what we're able to do with this program, so that Quaver gives us a little bit of flexibility in spending and how we want to ask for the program.
I just wanted a clarification on that
Yes.
for sure, to make sure that we were.
Yes, no, it's not extra, it is just the 10,000 for the 6 schools.
Thank you.
Also, by this approval,
Bless
you're
you.
approving the adoption of the curriculum resource materials. This will, as long as it stays at this price, will not come back to the board annually because it's below the $25,000 mark. So with any curriculum adoption process, you are really approving the materials themselves more than the amount tonight.
Will you need an update on that each year, price-wise?
No, she
No,
just
because
said
it's
it's
under,
As long as it-
$25,000, then it would be,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, as
That's
long as the quote doesn't go above that
Correct.
yearly.
Okay,
Um,
can I get a motion?
I move to approve the adoption and purchase of a 1-year license for Quaver ED K through 5 music resource in the amount of $10,800.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? Okay, voting on a motion to approve the adoption of and purchase of 1-year license for Quaver ED K through 5 music resource in the amount of $10,800. Mrs. Ballack?
Aye.
Mr. Bush?
Aye.
Mrs. Fishing votes aye. Mrs. Hafty?
Aye.
Mrs. Murphy?
Aye.
Mr. West?
Aye.
Thank you. All right.
Congratulations.
All right. On enrollment report, please.
Yes, so on your agenda, you have the October enrollment report. At 5,888 students, and that is 9 lower than last month in September, and 55 lower than where we landed in May of last year. A couple reminders, this is not funded pupil count, even though we have had October count, this is what we sometimes refer to as butts and seats, not funded pupil count. And mainly that dip in enrollment compared to May is preschool, and that is separate funding, that is not part of our state funding, that's UPK funding. That's the main source that I see going lower. I did look at kind of elementary as a whole, and that was down 46 students, but it's interestingly being offset at our secondary level is up in enrollment. And so I did try to look into that crystal ball for funded pupil count with this information, and it's looking like we're coming in pretty close to budget. I don't have it as funded pupil count yet, but it's looking like it's gonna come in pretty close. One of the pending factors is Vista, the pass-through for Vista. Their numbers are looking high right now, but I don't know the funded pupil count until all of that data is vetted, and I won't really have an idea on that till toward the end of November. Any questions?
What's better than Delta County?
What was that?
It's better than Delta
Oh,
County.
yeah, I haven't heard from them yet.
What's the drop dead date on that?
They were over 100.
What, for enrollment being finalized? It's actually embargoed until January 15th at the state level, but I will have a better idea on funded pupil count toward mid to late November to be able to compare to
But we're
those.
not averaging.
Oh, that's a whole different conversation.
Yeah, don't even get it.
Sorry.
Long Tom.
Right, for this year's budget that we're looking at, there's a 4-year average, but yes, for next year's budget, yeah,
Okay,
hard to
3.
tell. Pretty early for that
Yeah.
conversation. There was about 10 scenarios, Tom.
Yeah. Let's save that for another meeting. Okay, perfect. Any other questions about the enrollment report? Okay, we're at adjournment. If
I
someone would
move
give
to
the motion.
adjourn.
I'll second it.
Okay, any discussion? Voting on a motion to adjourn, Mrs. Ballack? Aye. Mr. Bush?
Aye.
Mrs. Bushing votes aye, Mrs. Hovde?
Aye.
Mrs. Murphy?
Aye.
Mr. West?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thanks for all your input out there
Thank you.
tonight on those
Thanks,
policies,
everybody.
thank you.
Appreciate it.
I didn't take as much time as I anticipated. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.